Here, but you know that.
Boo! Did I scare you? I hope I did. Because this is a scary face. I even scared my wife when I came in with this mask on. So I'm sure I surprised you. Right? Whew. Fun times, fun times. What's going on, guys? You know why we're here. You know this drill. We're here for some more scary, scary videos. I'm excited for this because, you know, I got all 5 of the guys that I'm going to be reacting to tonight, including 2 videos from Chills. Now, recently, Chills has actually started doing 4 videos a week. So to kind of trim those down and all that, I just picked the 2 that I felt would be the scarier ones for me. And those 2 videos were 12 scary videos experts can't explain, and 5 scary videos you won't finish. Now that one I took as a personal challenge from Chills.
Ooh, mysterious happenings!
Someone just threw a pillow at me, and my wife is over there in the exact direction that the pillow came from. What could have happened?
Something paranormal happened, obviously.
Everyone, close your eyes. A pillow just hit my wife now.
And it came from the direction that Flamrage is in.
I know, and you know, it's not like I just coincidentally told everyone to close their eyes just so I could do that. Not at all. Not at all. Alright, so enough of that. So we're going to start off with 5 scary ghost videos you shouldn't watch alone. You shouldn't watch in the dark by Nuke's Top 5. I'm going to go ahead and get the display popped up. There we go. You ready? No? Good. Let's get started. Okay, hold on. I'm not getting any sound. Okay, I had my speaker set to the wrong.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. The hand is quicker than the eye. Gareth Williams says that he was doing work on the CCTV system at the parking center for his local airport. Gareth says that while working there, he often found his tools unexplainably moved from one place to another. And workers at the parking center claim that the registers would sometimes start spewing out tickets in the middle of the night for no reason until the entire roll ran out. This footage was caught on CCTV.
Chewing my face off, that. Cutting my face off.
A pale little hand seems to literally come right out of the wooden edge of the desk and push an apple off onto the floor. The workers didn't even notice until they watched the CCTV footage back later.
Chewing my face off, that. Cutting my face off.
Something at the door. YouTube user As Above So Below says that Strange things happen in his house on a regular basis. Hanging lights will start to move back and forth for no reason, and they find objects move from one place to another. And sometimes the door handles just start to move on their own.
Texas 1. Beach not blocked with Watson. Come see us and get your Texas 1.
Your call is now first in line and will be answered by the next available representative. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for holding. How may I assist you?
Hi, yes. We were just broken into, and we need a home security system.
Please hold.
The best.
Now when the video is slowed down, you can see there are no cuts or edits in the recording. So just what do you think could cause this bizarre phenomenon? Keep a knockin'. You might have seen Palestinian ghost hunter Assad Khan in one of my previous videos, because he's a member of the popular ghost hunting team Wokyata.
Oye, भाई
बात कर मतलब अंदर ही है वो अंदर ही जो भी चीज़ है वो अंदर ही है यार जल्दी कर
But Assad also does explorations of haunted locations on his own channel. In this video, Assad Khan is investigating a remote location that is said to have been the site of many dark occult rituals.
तो ये जो दरवाजा बंद हो गया ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे अंदर से किसी ने लॉक कर दिया हो शुक्र है बच गए नहीं तो अल्लाह अकबर ये बहुत ही मुझे
The main entrance is locked, but they begin to hear loud bangs on the doors all around them.
अल्लाह अकबर अस्तगफिरुल्लाह अस्तगफिरुल्लाह तो आमिल जो होते हैं जाली ये करवाते हैं इनसे अपना गलत काम जो ब्लैक मैजिक हो गया जो भी ऐसा कुछ हो गया
जैसे ही असद भाई इस कमरे के पास आते हैं ना
बिल्कुल जैसे वो चीज़ चिपटी ना हो के हम अंदर हैं इसके अंदर जाए मेरा दिमाग घूमना शुरू हो गया ये क्या हुआ
Assad and his cameraman notice that the main entrance seems to randomly move as they investigate.
ये
फिर से मूव होना शुरू हो गया
Astaghfirullah.
And with just a knock, the previously locked door just pops open. Assad decides to check inside, and it didn't go well.
ध्यान से असद भाई थोड़ा
अल्लाहु अकबर अस्तगफिरुल्लाह
असद भाई क्या हुआ
चीज़ खड़ी है सामने रिकॉर्ड होती है एकदम से मेरी तरफ आई है बिल्कुल वाज़ेह वो चीज़ मैंने अपनी आंखों से देख ली है बिल्कुल आगे खड़ी है मैं आप दोस्तों को
Assad gathers his courage and returns to check again.
अल्लाहु अकबर असद भाई क्या हुआ
ये लगी यार मेरा फिर बाजू जैसे पहले मेरा बाजू खींचा गया एक दफ़ा यार पीछे भी लग गई बिल्कुल वैसे
ज़्यादा तो नहीं चोट आई असद भाई
ये बच्चे क्या हूँ लगी यार इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है
Assad claims that something inside grabbed his arm and hit him in the back. But yet he still goes back again to investigate the room.
अल्लाहु अकबर
And the third time is definitely not the charm. Assad and his cameraman finally decide to just call it quits and get out of there.
इधर लाइट करें इधर लाइट करें यार बस छोड़ दें दोबारा फिर मैं आप दोस्तों को बता दीजिए कि दोबारा फिर वो चीज़ बिल्कुल हवा के अंदर लटकी हुई वो चीज़ दोबारा फिर रिकॉर्ड हुई है.
So did Assad Khan catch an angry ghost on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Back to school. Reddit user Bartholomew Blackwell says that he was recently doing some maintenance work in a closed down school when he began hearing strange sounds. He pulled out his phone and captured this. Now the sound has most Reddit commenters stumped. Some have guessed that the noise could be anything from the wind blowing under doors to noisy pipes. But no one knows for sure. However, one thing that all of the comments seem to agree on is that the unexplained noise in the empty school is absolutely chilling. That's not a person. Now, not much is known about this next video. After extensive researching, the only info that I could come up with is that the video is said to be from a security camera in a hospital waiting room in Peru.
Estoy viendo, ¿lo ves?
Miércoles. Ay, Ricardo se va a morir. Galarza se va a morir.
No sabe lo que estaba allí. Y yo estaba ese día toda la tarde acá viendo televisión, viendo partidos, tal, pero...
Galarza se va a morir sabiendo que está metido ahí. Es una persona. Es una persona. Es una persona. Que atraviesa y se queda ahí. Ahí sigue todavía. Yo lo veo. Ahí sigue. Y de ahí se va. De ahí se va, como que si se escondiera, pero de ahí se va.
¿Me lo puedes mandar a mi WhatsApp?
Claro.
Mándamelo.
Something that seems to be slowly changing shape floats out of an open office. It continues into the hospital waiting room, and then just sort of disappears behind the chairs. Now, perhaps the most compelling part of this video is that the woman watching the CCTV seems to be a die-hard non-believer. She just keeps repeating, "It's a person. It's a person."
Es una persona. Es una persona. Que atraviesa y se queda ahí. Ahí sigue todavía. Yo lo veo. Ahí sigue.
Now, the video is very old and obviously potato quality. But still, does this look like a person to you? Let me know what you think. Did you see it? Because I didn't. So after so many years of closely examining ghost videos, I'd kinda like to think that I have a pretty good eye for spotting anything potentially paranormal in a video. But sometimes viewers are watching even closer than I am. Twitter user TheJester220 spotted this creepy little bit that I missed in a featured Franco TV video from over 8 months ago.
Hello?
So, did you see it? Well, I certainly didn't back then, but watch the corner as Frank pans his camera. Back there. But watch the corner as Frank pans his camera. Someone or something is peeking around the corner at Frank and ducks back just as he turns. It's so quick that I'm amazed that anyone even noticed it. But the Jester220 did. Now, Now, this next clip was not actually in my video, but it was in a spooky video that I featured from the channel TFIL over 5 months ago. In the original video, TFIL are investigating the supposedly haunted Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Texas, and they experience some very creepy occurrences.
Change baby's diaper, Ellie asked. Of course. What was that? Did you hear that? Was that moving? Did you guys see that? I really.
But Twitter user Kitty Oof noticed something that even the TFIL crew didn't see. In one of the shots in the original TFIL video, the crew accidentally catches something down the hall behind them.
Door open in 3 bangs. Hello? Is there anyone in here?
Did you see it? What looks to be a dark, shadowy figure seems to be following them down the hall. The TFIL crew didn't notice, and even most of their viewers didn't notice. But Twitter user Kitty Oof did. By the way, before I go, I wanted to point out one other odd thing in the video where a hand seems to push an apple off a desk. Now, I just have no idea what these two guys are talking about.
Chew my face off, man. Cutting my face off.
Something about chewing a face off, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you think they're saying. Thanks for watching. To submit or suggest videos for the top 5, email me at nukestop5
please. Where's your solidarity?
Can you hear me now? My OBS bar is going. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Wait, okay, you said you can hear me now, right? Then I don't get it. I can't hear my playback. I'm gonna reload the page. Okay, so as long as you can hear me, that means that we have. Wait. Okay, I can hear myself now. I don't know what's going on right now, but every time I change one audio setting, another one changes back. Like my headphone audio was working just fine, but then I changed the but then I unplugged the microphone and plugged it back in, and then the headphones stopped working. You gotta love technology. All right. So pretty much everything that I was saying during that last clip just didn't get recorded. Story of my life. Yeah. Alright, well, let's move on to next video. 12 scary videos experts can't explain by Chills. Okay, audio bar is working, so that's coming in. No issues there.
These are scary videos that experts can't explain. Watch out because these videos will seriously freak you out. Number 12. A YouTuber named Rocky Mills is doing some kitchen renovations. When he thinks he hears movement coming from the basement of an otherwise empty home, he turns his camera on for legal reasons and goes to confront whoever or whatever is down there. The brave handyman gets no further than the mouth of the basement when he encounters something that makes him quickly change his mind. Hello? The door slams shut and somehow nobody is on the other side. When Rocky opens it exactly 2 seconds later, taking an angry tone with the intruder only seems to make things worse.
Who is it?
Rocky Mills runs for his life and drops the camera face up. Approximately 19 seconds later, we hear no approaching footsteps, and the camera gets kicked into a 360 by something on its way back downstairs. I guess when you're a spirit who wants everything to stay the same forever, a home remodeling project is a serious threat that must be ended then and there. Number 11. A Russian YouTuber named Fikfoss decides to feed a bear a late night fish snack through his window. There's only one problem. Supplies are limited, and the bear seems to want to help itself to everything at once. Multiple times it has to be reminded to mind its manners, and at 24 seconds you can see for yourself that I'm not exaggerating when I say its paw is the size of your head, with long black claws the size of your whole finger. Feeding time becomes less fun when you realize the only way to close this window is by reaching out into the darkness past the hungry bear's mouth to grab this latch. They wait until it walks away satisfied before closing the window. Thankfully, it didn't try to get in this time, but bears have a long memory, and surely it will be back when it's hungry. Perhaps next time for them if no fish is available. Number 10.
No kidding. Don't feed wild animals. This is why experts tell you not to feed wild animals, because they will come back. If they know that there is a food supply, they will return for said food. Don't be stupid.
YouTuber named Stephanie Famelli hears screaming coming from her daughter's school bus. Multiple kids shouting at the top of their lungs, not necessarily for help, but completely terrified from the sound of it. The driver is shouting something back at them, but to no avail. She creeps up on them without making a sound, but just when Stephanie is about to see for herself what the screaming is all about, the bus suddenly pulls away around the corner, kids yelling all the while,
Bye bye bus.
According to her daughter, the kids were screaming that for no reason other than to make the driver mad, but we all know that sometimes kids will make up stories when the truth is too uncomfortable to say, and considering the bus driver was replaced soon after, who knows what was really happening in there. Number 9. In 2007, a YouTuber named Ben Ems uploaded this video made by his friend, Levi, who is reciting some lines for a play when something appears in the window. The resolution is good for a YouTube video that's over 13 years old, so I don't think it's computer effects, but I do think it's planned. This is the reflection of someone who is probably standing behind the camera, not behind Levi. The upper corner gets brighter when they turn on the light to make the reflection appear in the window. So while this video is creepy, I doubt it's as real as Ben claims.
Alright, gotta give credit, that's a good effect. It does make it seem, well, a little disingenuous, for sure. Alright. Sorry, I just had to make sure that my microphone was still working.
Number 8. Urban explorer Steve Ronan is exploring a town by a lake that was opened in the 1950s and had a very dark history. They had an entire arena where dogs were forced to do horrible things and had multiple passings in the town under strange circumstances. It has since been abandoned and is now considered a ghost town with paranormal energy. Steve explores the area with some locals who show him around. While the entire exploration has some seriously creepy vibes, there's 2 parts in particular that are especially frightening. At 12 minutes and 20 seconds, Steve says he caught a demon on camera. Do you see it here?
Right here.
Yeah.
There's
And again at 31 minutes and 20 seconds, Steve says more paranormal activity is caught on tape here.
See what this?
Even this mirror over here, you can see the reflection of the door and my flashlight, but you can't even see me.
Overall, I would stay far away from that ghost town. Number 7, a Swedish YouTuber named Headgear, aka Daniel Olsen, has a paranormal corner of their home that always seems to be shuffled.
Though, to be fair, in the middle of broad daylight, when you're shining a bright light at something that's, not designed to reflect too much of a reflection of you, you're not going to see it. So that's nothing paranormal. That's just a very dim reflection being overtaken by a bright light. It's not a mirror. It's a pane of glass.
Shuffling objects around. All Daniel has to do is set up a camera and wait. So everything from a phone to a baby monitor is making small movements one after the other. Most of the objects are already halfway off camera though, so therefore moving them wouldn't be that hard to fake. If that blue box moved in the back, I would be more convinced. Also, the fact that nothing on the top shelf moves makes me all the more suspicious. But hey, I guess the poltergeist could have just been interested in the bottom row. I wish he got more of the bottom area to show he wasn't moving stuff around himself. But to be fair, I think Daniel was also trying to get the mirror in the shot. Based on this next video I'm about to show you, at 5 seconds something smacks his camera, yet we see nothing in the mirror. Then this strange shadow makes barely discernible movements in the upper corner of the room, hardly visible unless you know where to look, and even then still fairly difficult to see. Number 6. Something strange happens every night in the room of a YouTuber named Sumi, and it happens at 3 a.m. The door looks fully shut with the latch in place, so that means somehow the...
Okay, I was about to say, it doesn't look like it's 3 a.m. there. It looks very sunny outside and all that, but then I'd realize that those are just lights on, because I saw the window in like the middle of the door frame, and it was pitch black, so...
The door opens without the knob turning, and then continues to open with nobody on the other side. It's a lightweight door, but even if the house was built on a slope or something, I don't think it would open that easily. Plus, if this really does happen at 3 a.m., like Sumi claims, then there's just no question in my mind that A, their whole house is haunted, and B, it's time to install a law. Number 5. A British YouTuber named Joe Weller learns from his friend Elliot of a haunted schoolhouse nearby that was built in the 1800s. They agree to go in the middle of the night to make it all the more legitimate and scary. This place is abandoned, and yet there's a black gap where the curtain's been particularly drawn back, just enough for someone to peek through. Or maybe this is a shadow person leaning out. Joe wants to turn around before the sight of barbed wire, but Elliot convinces him to jump over and go inside. Someone must have really wanted to keep people out of here, or maybe it's to keep something contained within. They walk around the back way and ivy is creeping along the walls, so nobody lives here. But wait, someone's at the window, a pale ghost girl. While over a dozen people see her, can you? And when he shines his light on her, it's gone. Number 4.
Alright, just like a quick check-in. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's doing it.
A TikTok video made by Kristen Parham has people wondering if she needs to call an exorcist or an electrician.
I'm not making this up. They're flickering again.
Some of the lights look brighter and flicker. It could be loose light bulbs rather than the spirit world. But the weird thing is sometimes they do this, sometimes they don't. If you are an electrician, then let us know in your professional opinion whether she's being dramatic or if the worst is yet to come. Number 3. A YouTube...
I think that's not really compelling stuff. I mean, even if she's not doing it herself, it's very easy for a friend to be pulling a prank on her. I think she's just being a little overdramatic on that one.
Named Ratanegra Mago is positive that his house is haunted, and he claims to have the evidence to back it up. The kid's toy moves across the table and I don't see a string. Then a bottle falls off the table. There are no shadows coming from...
Survivor pudding offering.
Huh?
Somebody brought a survivor pudding offering.
Oh, Dead by Daylight mobile.
The other room when it happens, no one is around, and right before it happens, this strange traveling light appears. Looks paranormal to me. 4 days later, he catches this object moving all by itself. This one I find a little harder to believe, because I feel like it's definitely in their grandma's line of sight. I mean, how could you miss a bright green reflective bag doing 360s for almost a full minute is beyond me. She must have been full.
Yeah, why is she looking at the camera so passively? Like, it's almost like it was pre-planned for her to just look at the camera while some kind of mechanism inside the bag was making it move.
Fully absorbed in her show. I have my doubts about this one, but at the same time I don't know how they're doing it, so maybe it's real. This final video taken almost a year later is perhaps the oddest of all. This hanging ornament begins moving in place with nothing to help get it started. Yes, it's by an open window, but there's no wind. The leaves on this plant don't move, and neither does this towel hanging over a chair. And it's not the air conditioner either, because this connected red string doesn't move at all. And if you're still not convinced, take a listen. At 1 minute and 20 seconds, this phantom light reflects across the stereo glass, though to be fair, it could just be a member of the family. Number 2. The Southern Arizona Ghost and Paranormal Society teams up with fellow ghost hunters, the Mission Creeps, to investigate the ever-so-haunted Oliver House in Bisbee, Arizona. 26 people are said to have lost their lives here over the years, the most famous being a man named Nat Anderson, whose wife disposed of him with 2 rounds after learning of an affair. Now gathered in the historic bedroom of the Oliver House, they call upon Nat Anderson and possibly get a response.
Somebody told us that Nat Anderson was here. Is Nat still here?
This is one of the clearest paranormal voices I've ever heard. It sounds distant, yet in the same room as them. I'm wondering if this was edited in, and I'm especially looking for the opinion of any sound technicians. Here it is one more time. Maybe it's just me, but I'm detecting a hint of sarcasm in the voice, so maybe it was Nat Anderson being funny by saying he wasn't there.
Reminds me of that Looney Tunes cartoon. Is there anybody here?
No, there isn't no buddy here.
Or maybe it was a different ghost who is tired of this question altogether. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. 2 friends are just kidding around when one of them goes running up the steps laughing and smiling, probably to grab the camera, I guess. There's a pause as if the 2 of them see something, and then a scream that doesn't match their playful laughter seconds ago. Most people agree that she was just being silly and slipped, but others feel she was dragged down by something that was with them both. She doesn't scream as she falls, but it happens so fast that she might have been too surprised. You really shouldn't watch these videos.
Yeah, not a lot to, really be impressed by. I thought that, Chills would have stepped his game up on that one. Especially with that bear one, 12 scary videos experts can't explain. Yeah, I can explain that one, just don't be an idiot. I'm not an expert. Alright. Good. I'm still getting good. Alright, so next is from Top 15s. It's Top 15 Scary Videos We Almost Can't Show You. I'm intrigued.
Number 15, Headless. We've all heard of the Headless Horseman, but have you heard of the Headless Errand Boy? Published to YouTube in February of 2020, this clip will have you doing a double take. The clip shows what appears to be a man without a head in Asia carrying a shopping bag as if just running some errands. He walks out into traffic and slides between two cars to cross the street. No one around seems to notice the oddity. The fact that he's without a head phases no one. The car he cuts in front of even beeps loudly, just hurrying him to get out of their way. So are our eyes deceiving us? Or is this just some fancy edit? This one has me scratching my head. Number 14.
Wow, that was weird.
Going golfing.
Did you say something, babe?
Just freaking out because the killer.
Freaking out. I've turned my wife into a gamer. What can I say?
There's nothing like Russian dashcam videos. They're usually next level crazy. This video clip is no different. A red Volkswagen is seen cutting off the driver with the dash cam and another car in front of him. So when they reach a red light, the driver decides to rev his engine and pass the Volkswagen. Big mistake. After they pass him, the Volkswagen speeds up again to pull around the driver and cuts him off, blocking his way forward. Then a man dressed in black gets out of his vehicle to confront the dashcam driver. After a very brief exchange of pleasantries, the Volkswagen owner opens the trunk of his vehicle and reaches for a golf club. Apparently, the faintest confrontation in Russia on the road can lead to brutal results, of your vehicle at least. Things have been known to quickly escalate on the Russian roads. Number 13.
And it was all on camera.
When you aren't sure if your imagination is playing tricks on you, post to Reddit to get another perspective. That's what this group of friends did after experiencing this strange happening. Posted by Dro to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The uploader says that while filming his friend playing guitar at his house, they heard something pound at the door. Wondering what it was, they decided to pursue it. After leaving their room, they spot something dark peeking around the corner.
Whoa!
It darts out of sight as the boys chase after it, turning the corner and up some stairs to the open doors that leads outside. Once out there, they call after Toby, the pet dog that accompanied them, when from behind a garbage can, a ball rolls into view, thrust by a creature's arm.
Toby.
They race off back inside. The Redditor asks, is this someone that broke into the house or is it paranormal? Let's see what Reddit thinks. The lovely Raven313 writes, either way, this video sent a spine-tingling sensation down my spine, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that house. Redditor Cheery B says,
wow, yeah, that's creepy.
Situation, right?
Regardless.
I can't really point out that anything looks specifically paranormal, although the glowing in the middle of what looks like their head, when now they were at the top of the stairs, was interesting. Others warn the dudes to get out of there now. Paranormal or not, they should probably heed that warning either way. Number 12. Attempted entering. Sometimes you're not safe even inside your locked home. This video proves it. In June of 2018, two separate Ring doorbells caught a woman trying to enter into Denver area homes. While several of the enterings were only attempts, one was successful. At 4 a.m., the unlucky homeowner, fast asleep along with his wife and two sons, said that he heard his back door open, and after slowly walking, jumped into action. He launched downstairs, shouting if there was anyone down there, and he came upon the culprit in action, racing from the living room to the front door. The next door neighbor managed to capture her red-handed, but to his surprise, not only did the Ring video capture the woman at the neighbor's house, but it caught her attempted entering of his own home too. As it turns out, the culprit wasn't done. The following day, another nearby neighbor caught the brazen woman on his Ring security camera, also trying to enter. It is very scary that she came back to the same street that next night, the homeowner said. She allegedly made off with the family heirlooms and his wife's wedding ring. The family's sense of security is their greatest loss, however. Almost a week later, it's hard to sleep at night. We feel violated as a family, the homeowner said. Will you be able to sleep tonight? Number 11, Shadow Ghost. Oftentimes, we see movements out of the corner of our
this one
eye,
again?
and we think we're imagining things. What if we aren't? Posted to the Ghosts subreddit by Kid Blast Double. This clip got Redditors up in arms. The video shows someone entering their backyard with their dog, but check out the fence beyond. A shadow figure can clearly be seen fleeting across the yard. It arrives behind the tree and doesn't move beyond. Apart from slightly peeking from around the tree, which can be seen on the close-up of the clip, the top comment was from Redditor Dads for Sons, who said he'd watched the clip on repeat 1,000,000 times, and his first reaction was, "Whoa, the slow-mo gives him the chills," he says. In response, CBA points out that the OP, Big Pappy Thunder, said, honestly didn't think anyone would get it, or that it would somehow get nearly 7,000 upvotes, but here we are. Figured I'd bamboozle maybe 5 people, then take it down for a laugh. Redditors with a sense of humor had a laugh about it. Tactius Kilgore writes, the shadow people have him and are in control of his Reddit account. There was one oddity in the video that was unedited, however, the thing peeking, but Thunder thinks that it was more likely a light from far away or from the yard behind than the shadow ghost that he'd edited into the footage. Still, this video will likely have you second guessing the next thing you see out of the corner of your eye. Number 10.
Wait, so it's faked? It was faked. Three different times I've seen that clip, and the third one just says, "Oh, by the way, that was fake."
For most ghost investigators, their only tool is their camera.
Wow.
These men, however, had other plans. Published to YouTube by Luan Mendez in December of 2019, this footage claims to capture the ghost of the girl in white. In the video, 2 men enter an abandoned house at night, calling out for the girl in white to reveal herself. The home and its surroundings seem empty at first, but as they wander around the house in search of the phantom, of course they find exactly what they were looking for. The first sighting of the girl in white is caught outside the home. They turn towards the doorway and, out in the field, the dark-haired figure dressed in a white t-shirt is standing at a distance. They scream in fear and rush towards the other side of the house. Lon manages to scrape his leg in the process. They return to the doorway where they saw the girl in white, but she's disappeared. Exploring the space more, they decide to enter a space under the home, where the floorboards are missing. When one of the crew is down there, he captures the girl in white yet again, standing in the corner of the room above.
Meu Deus do céu!
The other guy, who's on the top floor, hears his friend's cries and captures the door to the room closing at the same time. They both race outside to see if the girl in white exits the building, but she is nowhere to be found. However, when they return to investigate the room, the door starts to slam repeatedly.
A porta aí, ó! Ai! Ah! Meu Deus!
This is the last straw for the investigators as
Yeah, I
they
would've-
outside and across the field, far away from the haunted
I wouldn't have gone back in there at all.
Number 9, Sky Fusion. Buckle your seatbelts. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. This video is apparently forbidden in most countries, and it's clear why. The footage shows 2 lit up objects in the sky. They're both moving slightly, with one of them moving a bit faster than the other and in different directions. The lights blink as the unidentified flying device on the bottom moves up towards the one above it. Suddenly they fuse and it sends a shockwave through the sky like a bolt of lightning. What in the heck just happened here? The uploaders stumbled across the freaky forbidden video in the summer of 2018. Some think it's most likely a clip from an indie movie. Redditor The Lovely Raven 313 points out, if this actually happened, the media would be on it. Many agree with this sentiment, while some are willing to suspend their disbelief when asked what it is. The Redditor admits he doesn't know. That's why I'm posting this, to try and solve the mystery, he writes. Can you solve the mystery? I'm at a loss here. Number 8, Phantom in the...
I'm just gonna say this now. My personal opinion, I think it's most likely scenario, probably that. A clip for an indie movie and all that. But bravo, a nicely edited clip. Either way, very nicely done.
Cupboard. Have you ever come across a video so scary that you don't want to inflict that feeling of impending doom on others? This video was posted by Hirsch Dutchy to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The Redditor asks for some help in discerning what's happening here. Dutchy is in an abandoned house that's littered with junk. While wandering around the space, he arrives at the kitchen. You can see the cupboard door is slightly ajar. A moment later, it opens wider on its own. The Redditor said he didn't notice this strange event at the moment. It was only when he was showing his mother the video later that he realized something unseen might have been in the house with him. Well, Dutchy asked for help explaining this, and plenty of Redditors rose to the occasion. Many in the comments of this clip suggest that the wind and the open door were involved, noting that you can hear the wind and see the plants moving outside.
Nails or anything like that.
The Redditor agrees that it's probably...
Why did he have no reaction to that?
Others thought. Whether or not there may be a paranormal theory, he also notes that the wind wasn't blowing in the direction to open the door. Redditor Caliana78, however, appears to disagree with the others, writing, if it were the wind that blew that open, why wasn't all the junk blowing around as well? What do you think?
That's true.
Is this just another episode of wind and air streams causing movements in inanimate objects? Or is there something seriously dark going on in this house?
Yeah, it's the wind!
7,
The wind!
Clown at the door. Hardly anyone wants to see a clown at the best of times. Guaranteed, no one wants to see an uninvited clown on their doorstep. Published to YouTube in August of 2019, this creepy clown is everyone's unwelcome guest. Residents of San Antonio, Texas, likely double-checked their locks after video of this creepy visitor was captured on Ring surveillance footage. The clown was said to be loitering outside people's homes in the middle of the day saying trick or treat. Again, it was August at the time. The Ring footage captures the man wearing a clown mask approaching a home around 1 p.m. The anonymous homeowner wasn't present at the time of the clown's visit. The security video was shared to neighborhood groups, sending a collective chill down everyone's spine. Resident Ernest Marquez sums up the fear saying, what his intentions were, I don't know. The uncertainty, the unknown is everyone's greatest fear. Hopefully this case was broken before it was too late. Number 6. Abandoned Church. The following was submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Urban Ghost Hunters 901 while filming B-roll in an abandoned church for a future overnight investigation. He caught something frightening on camera. One camera was in a fixed place, capturing a steady shot of a book set on a railing, surrounded by lit candles, while the cameraman was behind the other camera, filming the rest of the room. You can hear the book hit the ground loudly in both shots, while the steady cam captures its fall. Nothing visible pushed the book or caused it to fall to the floor. In the comments, Urban explains in more detail what happened. I was going to do a pan-up shot from the back of the church, and as I started to pan up, my camera blurred, as if it were trying to focus. Not saying it's paranormal because it was in low light, but as it blurred, and I was looking through the LCD display, I saw something fly right in front of me. Seems like something paranormal had arrived. When you play with the paranormal, you're bound to get burned. Think it's probably time to get out of there.
Hold on a second here. Did anyone else see the other anomaly there?
Right in front of me. Seems...
Okay, so the two windows, the two black rectangular objects. The one on the right has the one on the right in the bottom corner has like a pale white face on it. That's not a candle. That is a ghost. That looks like a ghost face right there.
It's like something paranormal had arrived. When you play with the
Yeah,
paranormal,
it moved.
You're bound to get burned.
It moved.
I was looking through the LCD display.
Watch, it moves.
I saw something fly right in front of me. Seems like something paranormal had arrived. When you play
it
with
moved
the
away.
paranormal, you're bound to get burned. Think it's probably time to get out of there. Number 5, peering in. What would you do if your security camera caught someone or something poking its head inside your home? Posted by I Like Chia Seeds to the Ghosts subreddit. The Redditor states that their neighbor lives alone and that sensor light kept flicking on and off during the night, but as it would turn off, the sensors weren't just glitching out, they were sensing someone who wasn't supposed to be there. The footage shows someone
What in the hell?
with a mask of some sort. Redditor Lame suggests it looks like a dude wearing a mask, a hoodie, and a baseball cap. Julian of Norwich X responds that perhaps the stranger's cap mask combo forced him to look up to see if he'd encountered the homeowner. When he realized it was just a motion light, he backed slowly out of the home. Others say if it was a nervous man looking to take something. His reaction was much too calm in response to a light turning on in the home he was about to take from. Do you agree? If that's not the case, then what is it? Number 4, Banshee. Have you ever heard a Banshee or seen one? You're about to. Posted by Omni King Arceus 2 to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The uploader claims this video may be proof of the existence of banshees. Dressed in long green dresses under gray cloaks with long hair and red eyes from constant crying, banshees appear or are heard by those whose family members or acquaintances have passed. The banshee's cry is described as mournful beyond all other sounds on earth, and when heard in the silent night, it is said to predict the passing of someone close to the listener, or may even be a warning of the person's own forthcoming passing. This clip shows an Irish woman named Nicole walking from a shrieking sound outside her home. For some reason, she decides to head out into the darkness to investigate. While outside, she pauses for a moment to listen, and the haunting wailing is heard again. As she continues wandering in the darkness, she addresses whatever creature is making the noise, saying she's not there to hurt it, but to help it. Not long after, there's a shape in the darkness. You can hardly make it out, but it appears like a robed figure. Again, the shrieking noise is heard. The frightened young woman turns to hurry back inside.
Yeah, I would.
The extended version of the video. The woman explains what happened after she returned home. She said when she arrived at the back door, it was locked. She went to another back door and there was a comb on her desktop. She says she doesn't use combs. She wonders if ghosts groom themselves. What is going on here? Angela Elliott added that if you hear the banshee, then an acquaintance will pass away, and if you see one, then you will. As a matter of fact, in the clip, Nicole gets a phone call telling her that a schoolmate was found passed away.
Unleashed went my dad against it, and all. What was that? I'm sorry, what?
But Nicole saw the banshee too. Will she be next? Number 3, human versus ghost.
That's
If
creepy.
you've ever wondered who would win in a battle, a human or a ghost, you're about to have your answer. This clip was posted to Facebook in March of 2020. The footage shows a semi-transparent ghost throwing rocks and other items from under a bridge. As other men enter the scene and see what's transpiring, one of them takes it upon himself to run at the ghost man and confront him. After a struggle with the man, the ghost comes out ahead. Many more men join in before the ghost man escapes and assumedly glides off to his ghost death.
What? Is this a bit from the Three Stooges Halloween special? What? Oh my god. Hold on. God. Good. Oh. What? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so you got any thoughts there, Brenda? That's just the funniest damn thing I've ever heard. Okay, alright, so, the current video that I'm watching is about, is a video of a ghost who is flinging rocks, to people from a bridge, and this one guy decides to, for some reason, just go down and try to start a fight with them. And then 2 other people decide to join in on the little rumble. Yeah, I called it a bit from the Three Stooges Halloween special. Oh. Yeah, here, let me restart it here for you. All right.
Number 3, human versus ghost. If you've ever wondered who would win in a battle, a human or a ghost, you're about to have your answer. This clip was posted to Facebook in March of 2020. The footage shows a semi-transparent ghost throwing rocks and other items from under a bridge. As other men enter the scene and see what's transpiring, one of them takes it upon himself to run at the ghost man and confront him. After a struggle with the man, the ghost comes out ahead. Many more men join in before the ghost man escapes and assumedly glides off to his ghost den. What's happening here? What did this ghost possibly want? This story needs a follow-up. Number 2, ghost footprints. If you encountered...
Right? What were they thinking? Oh, that just made my night. That made my whole night. Oh wow.
Ghost footprints at your workplace, would you be able to continue working there as though nothing happened? Published to YouTube by Korean channel Saiwon Yoon in April of 2020, the uploader writes, the footprints of ghosts caught by the CCTV in the recording studio. The surveillance footage shows a recording studio at night. After capturing an odd glitch on camera in a certain area of the studio, which the uploader notes look like footprints, the crew sets up some paranormal sensors to see whether or not any spirit activity exists in the room. As you can see, the sensors are blowing up. They indicate something is moving in the darkness. Imagine sensing a paranormal presence in the studio, something you cannot see with the human eye, and then having that presence confirmed via these sensors. The idea certainly disturbs some sound technicians. YouTuber Hyacinth Wu wrote in the comments, I was also surprised when I watched the video. I can't broadcast alone. I can't go to the studio at night. Would you be able to after seeing this? Because this footage appears real to me. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1, unknown siren. There's nothing more disturbing than the sound of an unexpected and unknown siren. What could possibly be impending? A tornado tearing through the town? What are we being warned about? Posted by Epic Memer Boy 0123 to the Chills Narrator subreddit, the uploader writes that he started to hear sirens randomly midday. In the clip, the sirens sound quite high-pitched, almost like a car horn beeping long and restlessly. Several in the comments suggest it's a test siren of some kind, either for tornado warnings or other emergencies. The Redditor clarifies that it lasted for around 10 to 15 minutes. Superman Connor writes, that definitely sounds too long to be a tornado siren then. When the Redditor mentions that a friend said it was an air raid siren, Superman responds those only last about 30 seconds. It seems the Redditor isn't the only one suffering from unknown siren syndrome. The Wastelander 96.
It's Siren Head.
That's right.
Sorry. It's Siren Head. That's the only logical explanation.
It's something similar happened near here a couple nights ago when the sirens just went off for like 10 to 15 minutes and then just stopped. Perhaps it is an emergency siren that they are testing, but for a different kind of emergency. Wonder what that could be. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday.
Wow, I'm still just... That is by far the funniest video I've ever reacted to since I started doing Paranormal Man / Saturday Night Scares. Why would you try to fight a ghost with your bare hands? Okay, so next video we're looking at is scary videos caught on April 2020 nights. by good buddy King Frostmare. Here we go.
Hello guys, tonight we will take a look at some new scary videos that were sent in from all around the globe. Let's hope that we can distract ourselves a little from the craziness tonight. And please, as always,
I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about
Stay
that.
frosty. This clip was recorded by a user named Serpent95, and on the post it says, "My friend filmed this video while walking in Thailand with elephants. When she was back at home in Sweden, she watched the video and realized that she was not only accompanied by the street dog that night. Any guesses of what it might be? Let's take a look."
Whoa. Is that the Grim Reaper? That was creepy.
Another user comments, "I agree, it's a strange clip. I'm not denying that at all. I would assume the dog might acknowledge them with at least a glance. Was there a doorway behind that wall or anything?" And Serpent replies, "No, it wasn't a door there. It's on the other side of the house. And since she was there for many months, she also got to know the people who were working there, so she didn't see anyone who wore that type of clothing." What do you guys think? Is it something mysterious? Or just a person in a weird robe?
That's creepy. Whatever. I'm more concerned about the fact that the dog didn't acknowledge him. If it was a person, if it was just a person in a robe, the dog would have taken notice. So that's definitely a very creepy video.
Certainly pretty eerie.
It's either real or
Charlie
CG.
sent me the following clip that he had found posted on Reddit. It is said that the mother in the video was simply recording her daughter while she was playing with her in the kitchen. At the time of the recording, nobody else should have been home. Yet there's something else appearing in the reflection of the glass.
All I'm seeing is the reflection getting a little dim. Oh, I saw it there.
I know it's hard to make out, but what appears to be a head is peeking around the corner in the following frames. Can you see it?
I see it now.
Go as far to say that I can make out facial features, although it is a bit hard since it's pretty pixelated. And the question remains, is it something unexplainable or just a hoax? You decide.
It's hard to fake it at that low of a resolution. I mean, it's possible, but it's difficult.
This was posted by user PetPopper12, and he goes on by saying, "Grandma's ghost joins family gathering. The only known occurrence. This was shortly after her death. It was a nice surprise and brought closure to a difficult situation." What exactly is he talking about?
Ah.
It certainly looks like a person is standing there, but something is off. Another viewer states, "I can tell it's her. Her nose shape at the bridge and the piece of hair in her face. Does she visit you guys often?" Pet Popper just says, "No. It was, as stated before, the only known occurrence." What do you guys think? Was she
Whatever it is, I'm glad that it's able to bring that family some closure.
You visiting the family reunion? Or is it a case of double exposure? Hey guys, if you wish to support me to enjoy many more videos, please consider becoming a member and joining my chat. Some emojis for my live streams and other exciting perks.
Ooh, TV Shadow.
Adrian has sent the next video, which he stumbled across a couple of months ago. The story goes that the young boy in the video was setting up his game console, and he wanted to record a short clip about it. The second he gets distracted though, his cell phone can capture an odd thing.
Kinda creepy.
There seems to be an ominous shadow figure with a relatively small statue standing in front of the sofa. As far as I can tell, there was nobody else in the room at the time. Does anybody of you have some info about it? It certainly looks a bit creepy, I'd say, doesn't it?
They're here! It does have a little bit of a creep vibe, that's for sure.
Sarah has sent me the following video, which is named Strange Noises Coming from Grave in Iran, and was recorded by Truth Eyes. All that is said is that weird noises could be captured that seem to be stemming out of a burial hole. And that's creepy by itself, I find. Let's listen. While these noises are pretty nightmare-inducing, I wonder if it could have been caused by an animal. A homeless person, perhaps, who for whatever reason made it into the grave. Or something from another realm. Who knows?
Wow.
In the following video from the Philippines. It was found on one's channel, and it features a group of friends who were on a nightly ghost investigation in an abandoned house. And apparently they came across a terrifying person that was not part of the group at the time. Or was it maybe even something else? And yes, apparently there were also orbs. Wow, that lady sounds like a cat, doesn't she? The group could...
King Frostmere, even he's not above comedic commentary in his videos.
Capture a pale...
Wow, even she sounded like a cat, huh?
A woman with long dark hair. It is even said that in this area of the country, they believe in a vampire-like mythical creature. I'm not necessarily convinced that this is what we're looking at here, but whatever that person wanted from them, It freaked them out pretty good. How strange.
Or it could have just been since that quote ghost was staying in just that one spot. It's very possible that it was just a dressed up mannequin on a rotating platform thing.
Jesus Enrique Marzano Ramos uploaded the following. Security footage from my walk a few days ago. It's an old pub that was a hotel, even before that. I'm not sure what to make of it, as I'm a skeptic. Any thoughts? I should also mention that the pub has been closed for 3 weeks due to recent events. We had some staff come in because some alarms had been triggered and all the cameras went down. This was recorded shortly before the whole system shut down. I'm really normally not a ghost guy, but I really don't know what else it could be.
Oh, okay, there you are.
Notice how a manly figure appears out of nowhere and then walks along some buildings before vanishing into thin air. You have to admit, it looks pretty interesting.
Let's also not forget to mention that that thing is not casting a shadow.
Was it just a weird camera effect? Maybe even a glitch? Or something paranormal?
That's intriguing. Wow.
Then there is Tomato Superman, who could come up with his own version of a ghost capture in an old pub. His thread reads as follows. Security footage from my walk a few days ago. It's an old pub that was a hotel before that. We've heard that before, haven't we? I'm not sure what to make of it, as I'm a skeptic at best. Any thoughts? No, let's check that video out. Maybe it's even the same spirit, who knows? Turns out that this CCTV capture is a completely different story. A pinkish orb of energy is rapidly traveling up the staircase. And I don't believe that it is just a dust particle. Other viewers pointed out that the fast redirection of the orb is proof that there's something else going on. And I feel inclined to agree with that. What do you think? Maybe a former hotel guest that is roaming this area at night.
That's possible.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Alright. Alright, we got 2 more videos. Alright, one's from Chills and one's from Sarah Spooks. Alright, so we got 36 more minutes on this. Okay. Alright, so next is 5 scary videos you won't finish. I usually take these as challenges, Chills. So bring it on.
The following videos are so scary that I don't think you can handle all of them. Number 5.
Bring it.
A YouTuber named Wokan Cha is on a mission to explore the most haunted places in Pakistan faster than anyone in the history of ghost hunting. Since August of 2019, he has investigated no less than 60 paranormal locations. But for time's sake, let's focus on these top 3 scariest ones. In September of 2019, he travels to a house possessed by demonic desert spirits called jinns. He takes a single step in the first room and already feels a cold presence warning him to stay away. Then the door across the room closes so slowly you have to watch the shine of his camera light to see it. When he fearlessly takes a few steps forward, A ghostly white arm reaches for the knob to shut it the rest of the way, at which point his flashlight turns itself off. The same door clatter loses again behind him. Someone's on the other side, but whether it's a ghost or a member of his crew is what I want to know. Also, what is he saying here to provoke such an angry response?
यहाँ कोई मौजूद है क्या अपने होने का सबूत दे सकते हैं अल्लाह अकबर
Nobody is on the other side of the door, at least no one that I can see, though I suppose someone could be ducking under the camera here to make it look that way. But that's when he sees it, the thing responsible for closing the door, a white apparition who glides away without a word. It's creepy for sure, but also questionable, because he sees the ghost and then enters the room looking the exact opposite way for some reason, which makes me think that they could have digitally added the ghost later. Next, he hears something so eerie and insane that it almost has to be edited. Let me know if you think it's legit, because if so, then this is pretty much proof of the supernatural. Voices, perhaps children, whose lives the jinn has snuffed. The ghost hunter understandably seems reluctant to go any further, and perhaps senses a great danger is near. As it turns out, he's right. No one seems to be inside of this room, but as he timidly rounds the corner, I think I see this gray figure in a cloak standing on the other side. The jinn itself, it's blurry, yes, but something nonetheless seems to be looking straight at him. The top arrow is its face, and the bottom its outstretched hand, palm up. He flees then and there, but on February 2nd of 2020, returns to the home for another look. I think they might be saying that something is on the roof here, but I need your help to translate and make sure.
ये देखें आपके सामने
Apparently, whatever it is, it's now in the room with them, so they step outside. They take a short breather, but as soon as they're back inside, the trouble starts once again.
ये गिरा हुआ ये अचानक ही गिरा है नीचे
I'm pretty sure he's asking for confirmation of a ghost during this part, and soon he gets a response.
देखिए आप जो भी हैं मैं आपको नुकसान पहुंचाने यहाँ नहीं आया
At which point this chain on a nail begins to sway back and forth for well over 10 seconds, completely on its own. Doors slam shut, but Wokan Cha is determined to go further than before, and eventually he comes across a bizarre straw hut that fills him with unexplainable dread. The earth looks recently disturbed. Anything could be buried beneath the rubble. He's contemplating the structure when the spirits become restless. Or maybe it's just a string tied to a tree. Either way, he seeks shelter in an area that's just as haunted as everywhere else, and soon he hears voices coming through the walls. At this point, you would think nothing could stop this fearless explorer. Doors slamming, groaning moans, and objects moving on their own aren't enough to make him leave, but the part that scares him the most is literally nothing at all. A presence that we can't see and only he can feel. Is this part real or just good acting?
अजीब सी कंडीशन है अल्लाह अकबर अस्तगफिरुल्लाह ये धक्का दीजिए किसे
He turns around and looks at the corner as if something had just brushed by. Whatever touched him leaves him too scared to re-enter. I've saved the creepiest one of all for last, a paranormal adventure that takes place on October 23rd, 2019. That's when Wokan Cha travels to a site full of unmarked burials. Many of them are child-sized. It's a calm night and crickets chirp as he says a few words that I would like translated because they sound very somber and sorrowful.
Probably saying a prayer for all those children.
Soon replaced by a rushing whisper that sounds lonely and paranormal, a rising cry of anguish, possibly originating from the other side of life. As he reaches an old memorial, he hears another voice call out, a near laugh. approximately 2 minutes later, the same voice laughing. His nervous fear is overpowered by a morbid curiosity to stay and see who the voice belongs to. I was halfway expecting a hand to bust forth from the earth, but what happens next is just as frightening.
Allahu Akbar. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Dari dostu. Saya. Dari dostu.
He checks around the side of the building and sees nothing. He's all alone again, just himself in the graves. I wish Woken Shaw all the best, but at the same time really hopes he slows down to a safer rate of exploring. If he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time before something really bad happens to him. And at this rate, he might not even make it to his 100th video. Number 4. There's a YouTube channel called Happy Life that ironically explores some of the most miserably haunted places in all of Pakistan. Happy Life began as a spiritual advice channel, and now they hope to better understand the darker side of spirituality through paranormal investigations like this one. This time, the Happy Life crew intends to check out a haunted school where numerous students were said to have lost their lives. Early on, they encounter a poltergeist who is intent on chasing them away. The first encounter sounds like it's throwing plates, and then it graduates to a heavy bottle that could have really done them harm. Doors also repeatedly close as if something really doesn't want them to go any further. But the more I look at it, the more I think the cameraman is responsible for all of this rather than a ghost. The objects always just so happen to be thrown from the cameraman's direction. A strange coincidence. And the camera person always seems to be within arm's reach whenever the doors close. So I think he is either kicking it or else pushing it shut with his free hands. But when they get to the very top of the school, they find this mysterious red streak of dried up liquid overlooking the balcony. So even though parts of this video may have possibly been embellished, perhaps a student really did lose their life here after all. The situation only gets weirder when they come across a star in the hall that could have been used as a ritual, or simply drawn by them to make the video scarier.
Hold on a second. I think I saw a shadow.
Lose their life here after all. The situation only gets weirder when they come across a star.
I did see a shadow.
Lose their life here after all. The situation only gets...
Okay, so down at the very end of this little hall entryway here, you see a black rectangle for the door of the door. Off to the left, or off to the right of it, off to the right of this doorway, you can see a shadow walking by. Watch.
It's weirder when they come across a star and... It only gets weirder when they come across...
Yeah, I saw that. Now I forgot to point out the last thing I saw, but this time I'm gonna do it.
The situation only gets weirder when they come across a star in the hall that could have been used as a ritual, or simply drawn by them to make the video scarier. I think it could be real though, because look what happens soon after one of them kneels in the middle. The way it echoes down the hall sounds forcefully loud and possibly real. One of them explores a room.
Did I just see another one?
Loud and possibly real.
Yeah, right there, 850. There's another one.
The way.
And it's not there. And it's not there from before. Okay. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of stuff right now.
And possibly real. One of them explores a room, while the other records from outside the window. No one else is nearby, so then tell me who is responsible for what happens next. They decide the inside is too dangerous to go any further and stick to the outer perimeter. Eventually they come across a shallow well that gives off a residual negative energy that could be left over from a terrible and tragic event. Something compels them to climb inside, and sure enough the dirt has been freshly disturbed. An orb passes left to right over the small grave as he plucks this fragment of human and holds it to the camera. Number 3. Gary Reed Unfrequented World is the name of a YouTube channel that, at first glance, seems chock full of ordinary outdoor vlogs and entertainment. Gary goes on photography and metal detecting excursions, and generally enjoys hiking his large property in the northern Ontario wilderness, often accompanied by his loving family. But something threatens the tranquility of Gary Reed's Unfrequented World, a screaming cryptid deep in the woods that can twist trees in its powerful grasp. But more on that in a second. First, let me talk about Gary, and why his observations matter more than the average YouTuber. Born in the small Ontario town of Redbridge, Gary Reed has been surrounded by woods his whole life. Aside from a lifetime of first-hand experience exploring the local lands, he also has a degree in environmental science and understands his surroundings on an advanced biological level. So when he says there's something out there that he can't explain, it probably means you or I can't either. His first encounter with it was at the age of 18, while staying in a cabin on Rabbit Lake, October 19th, 1994. That's when he heard a scream that sounded like a woman, but not quite. He describes the second scream as a wail, crescendoing into a howl, like nothing he's heard before. It ran through the entire camp, screaming from one side to the other, then it was gone. On April 30th, 2020, he heard it again.
That sucks. I can hear screaming.
It sounds almost human, but not quite.
Yes, this thing's still going on over here.
Here it is again with the audio turned up. I know foxes can make some weird noises, but this sounds like a person.
That ain't a fox.
In hand, he sneaks quietly towards the direction of the screaming to see what he can find. His trained eye
that's
detects
creepy.
a strange break in this tree, along with other trees that have been toppled over, all of them facing the same direction, like someone was running fast through the forest.
There's one there.
And next to the strange scene is a braided bunch that looks like something strong twisted it into this shape. Let me know if there is any other way for these branches to fuse together, if not by sheer force. The deeper he goes, the more it looks like something large has stomped through. Oddest of all are these large tracks left by what he suspects is a cryptid that walks upright.
Not mine.
It's clear to me that these are not your average boots.
Like toe prints in here. You can almost see the toes.
At 10 minutes and 25 seconds, he tries to trace an outline of its toes, but I think he's a little off. Here's where they begin in my opinion, much bigger. The next day he measured the results, and it reminds me of a certain cryptid with particularly big feet. I'm sure you know who I mean.
Bigfoot!
1/4 inches.
I think it's real, but just to throw out a counterpoint, I will say that rain from the day before could have eroded the snow and could have made an otherwise normal footstep seem much larger. Now let's switch over to some trail cams set up by Gary. This evidence, taken exactly a month earlier on March 3rd, is the most compelling of all. On March 7th, 4 days later, he and his neighbor hear another scream so shrill, it sounds like it belongs to a child. He hurries out the door and finds himself alone and vulnerable in the pitch black night.
I gotta turn the dish back on. I can hear whistling.
A pair of animal eyes look at him from behind, but I think it might just be the light reflecting off his glasses back into the camera. But I could be wrong, because when they check around the same area the next day, his dog becomes agitated and seems not to want to proceed any further. Something is definitely up ahead. Maybe they are getting close on its trail. Not that its trail is especially hard to find when it leaves a path of giant bent trees in its wake. Could nature have done this? Probably not. It looks like something huge reached up and pulled it down.
That's a pretty big one.
And half a minute later, he finds this tree with a branch literally twisted off and set back in place. This doesn't look like a normal break to me, because the tree looks rather healthy.
It's about 8 feet. And it's got a good twist to it.
Here's another perfectly healthy tree with green leaves, this time ripped in half by something strong, or maybe simply struck by lightning. Either way, that doesn't explain what animal is responsible for doing this.
You can see the bark and you can actually see lines. Well, those are tooth marks. See all those little lines are tooth marks.
I don't know what it is, but I know that anything that shreds trees while screaming is too dangerous for me to be in the same forest as. And that's only what's been going on for the past couple months. There's over a year's worth of cryptid content to uncover, so I encourage you to watch Gary Reed Unfrequented World and see for yourself. In the meantime, leave me your best guess as to what's doing this. Maybe we can crack one of the weirdest modern unsolved mysteries in all of Ontario. Number 2. A YouTuber named Seeking Legends has over 7 years worth of videos where he tracks down spirits and cryptids throughout the Las Vegas area and surrounding states. His subscribers know he doesn't play up his videos at all, and isn't afraid to say when he thinks a location has nothing abnormal to offer. This wasn't the case when he went to a haunted forest on February 16, 2018, in search of the infamous White Witch, the spirit of a woman who once hiked this area along with her family, and who was taken captive by unsavory locals. She escaped, but her family did not, and ever since then she has been roaming the woods looking for revenge. She cursed the land before taking her life in the very spot Cryptid Hunter stands now. He uses a paranormal dowsing rod, which is said to be able to tap into supernatural energy to better communicate with any nearby spirits. It isn't long before he finds one to speak with.
Can you point the rod to me? You see that I'm not moving this.
And I do mean speak with. There are no approaching footsteps, so it's not someone hiking, just eerie voices carrying over the water, just like the legends say, and the voices patiently wait until the command is complete before talking again.
Spin the rod in the opposite direction of me.
Yeah, he's not moving that.
His nerves moving the rod, and his hand looks almost completely still to me, so maybe there's some truth to this piece of equipment after all.
If you were a victim of somebody in here, can you make my rod spin, please?
Here is an even better close-up of his hand at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. As the spirits continue to turn it around and around, none of his fingers are moving at all in the slightest. When asked for additional confirmation that the White Witch is here, two strange notes play. If you don't think this is paranormal, then tell me what you think would have made this noise in the middle of the forest. Soon he feels a presence guiding him and uses the rod to determine where to go next.
If this is where you want me to be, stop spinning the rod. Now. Where are you standing? Point the rod.
These instructions are further confirmed using his EMF meter, and at the end is a strange beeping noise coming from deeper in the woods that the EMF meter can't even make.
If this is where you wanted me to stand.
And just to prove it wasn't a coincidence, he easily gets it to respond again.
Can you do that again? Thank you.
There's no button on the meter for him to press to make it go up, supernatural or not. This was all the work of an external force of some kind. Every time he challenges the witch to move the meter, it does so without fail. Like here, for example, the timing is too much of a coincidence to be fake.
Now, unless you can make this device go on, then I'm not gonna believe that anything is here, haunting this area.
Apparently, it must have grown frustrated using the EMF meter over and over again, so it decides to answer his demands in a different way.
Make the lights go on. If you are the soul...
And before you say these are just lightning bugs, look again. They go from left to right one time, and then start over again in the exact same spot, so it's likely not an insect. It's getting dark soon, and the park closes, so Seeking Legends has to leave. Hopefully someday he returns to resume the conversation. But witch spirits aren't his only specialty. As mentioned before, Seeking Legends has experience hunting cryptids too. The desert cave is said to be plagued by skinwalkers, vicious tricksters of Native American legend who can assume a semi-human animal-like form. He isn't able to go down far because of breathing problems, but his worries start no sooner than the entrance when this glow stick, hung up as a marker to avoid getting lost, begins to sway in place all on its own. He's nowhere near where it begins to move, and maybe it's just me, but it looks like it's swinging even harder 3 minutes later, definitely not slowing down. Then outside of the cave, he hears what could be a Native American drum.
Listen, I hope the camera's catching that.
Hello?
And with one hand on the camera and the other visible, the angle shows it couldn't have been him making the noise.
Please tell me you guys heard that.
I will admit that the drums are a little hard to hear, but this last part isn't. Try to tell me what this voice is saying, because it sounds like it might be a different language to me, perhaps even backwards. I'm interested to see if you think this is a skinwalker or voiceover editing. It sounds like it's coming from behind the camera to me, but I'm not sure. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like Instagram at Dylan is Chillin' YT and tap that follow Go I analyzed a video of a giant humanoid creature. Find out. Number 1. Years ago, I analyzed a video of a giant humanoid creature seen roaming the desert in Portugal. Well, new evidence of the creature is making fresh rounds on the internet, and this photograph supposedly shows what it eats, which unfortunately is us. A strong-looking man with a crew cut and fatigues is no match against this creature as it pulls him towards its open maw. He is not wearing civilian clothing. If anything, his outfit matches those worn at the Special Ops base where the original video was taken. All of the finer details of the creature seem to match as well. The dramatic bend of the back leg compared to the more developed upper arms, its cone-like head, its unnatural slouch are all there, and according to this picture, it's apparently a Cyclops creature as well. Of course, there's a good chance that this is photoshopped. If it was real, I think that there would be an accompanying video, or at least more than one picture. If anything, for the sake of the person about to be devoured, I really hope this isn't real. Siren Head sightings are being reported all over the world. After a 30-year slumber, it appears to have awakened.
Alright. I haven't watched that one yet, because I'm skeptical about Siren Head. Alright, we got one video left, but before it starts, I'm going to go get me some more water. And if I see any ghosts out there, I'm going to go all Rocky Balboa on them. Because apparently that's how you fight ghosts now. Be right back. we are back. Oh, sorry about it, guys. You didn't get that message earlier. I went to go get some water. Okay. We got one last video to watch. It's 5 scary videos you won't watch alone. Well, let's find out. Bring it. Oh, it's from Sir Spooks.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos that you won't want to watch alone, unless you dare. But then I just have to put it out there that it's your own fault if you find yourself unable to sleep tonight. Alright then, without further ado, let's begin.
I never blame anyone, any of these guys that I watch, for me watching these videos by myself. I never do that because, you know, I know what I get into when I start watching these.
The following video that you're about to watch was published on YouTube on August 2nd, 2010, by a man named Patrick Jonsson.
Ooh, this video is almost 10 years old.
Being Ghost in the Basement. It begins with Patrick opening a door
and walking
down a lengthy corridor. However, that is about the time in which something extremely creepy happens to him. Take a look and see if you notice what happens.
Whoa, okay, I saw that.
As he proceeds to walk down the long hallway, a strange black shadow figure, or ghost, seemingly brushes by the wall before vanishing into thin air, which causes Patrick to say, "What the hell was that?" in Swedish. Patrick then looks left and right to see if the ghost can be seen anywhere else, but he has no luck in finding it once more. What do you think Patrick saw in his basement that day? Do you think it was an actual ghost roaming the halls, or was it something else? Tell me what your opinion is.
I think it's real. I think that one is real because, you know, he didn't play up the reaction too much, and he didn't seem like he knew it was coming. Well, I do find it suspicious that, you know, why would he take a camera down there with him in the first place? My guess for that, in all honesty, would probably be for insurance reasons. Because, you know, when you go down a basement like that in an industrial building and all that, you need to be able to film yourself in case an accident happens. I'm willing to believe that. I'm willing to believe this video.
Chris Simpkins uploaded this video to his personal YouTube channel on September 6th, 2016. The video was filmed at 7:50 p.m. in North Smithfield, Rhode Island. In the description, Simpkins explains, "I heard these weird, very loud noises coming from the woods in the direction of a nearby radio tower. They lasted about 15 to 20 minutes and then stopped. Have a listen and see what you think that these noises could be." Simpkins describes that chilling sound as an alien sound. It is not hard to see.
What?
The strange, otherworldly whooshing would make a lot of people suspect it to be aliens. And considering the fact that this was heard late at night near a radio tower, anything is possible.
I mean, other than alien communication and all that, the only thing that I can think of, though why someone would be doing this late at night, I don't know, but steel grinding. That's the only other explanation I can think of outside of alien or paranormal is just doing some steel grinding.
Then again, it is also possible that this was just some weird radio sound and nothing more.
That's another possibility.
Either way, it is safe to assume that nobody would be comfortable hearing sounds like this late at night in the woods. At the beginning of the next video, a man starts getting a coat and shoes on to walk us outside and show us something that is extremely creepy. After gearing up, he picks up his camera and begins to walk outside for a few minutes with his dog before stopping to listen in for a noise that he heard earlier. At first, he doesn't hear it and continues to walk further with his dog before stopping at a shed and looking around inside of it. Outdoors, the dog begins to bark at something which catches the attention of the man, to which he follows it.
Who's out here, huh? I'm not hearing it now. You were definitely hearing something, weren't you, Doug? Come on. In here. What the hell? Hey, come on. Come here, you chicken. What, you got something? Say, where'd she go? Yo. Whoa.
It doesn't take too long before he notices that far off into the distance, a fire is happening. After closer inspection, he realizes that it is actually dozens of candles that are illuminating the area. In addition to that, the tree that he is standing next to has incredibly bizarre and creepy objects hanging from it that almost look like a crab and a gigantic bone. Then he eventually makes his way up to the candlelit area, to which he finds several cards surrounding it as well as other objects.
Siggy, holy shit, you scared me. What the puppy? Oh shit. I gotta go. What in the
I would like to think that most people that find this near their house would be looking into moving someplace else immediately. This is definitely something extremely chilling that nobody would want to see happening that close to them. Published on April 20th, 2016 by YouTube user An Everyday Canadian, this video starts off with a man explaining the creepy situation that he has found himself in. He says that he was upstairs when he started to hear strange banging sounds coming from his basement. He explains that it isn't a laundry machine, since the machine doesn't make the sound that he's hearing, and it isn't anybody else, since his kids are asleep upstairs. As he slowly begins to descend into the dark and dreary basement, he suddenly hears a loud cracking noise, which startles him. Walking around all by himself, his panic starts to set in, as he only has a small light to help him see where he is. When out of nowhere, something strange happens. Take a look.
Holy shit. Oh, what the is that sound? Like, holy shit. Like, I don't even want to go down there.
Yeah, he does.
Dark, hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit.
That's it?
I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the f was that? What the f?
The strange, small, toy-like object appears in front of him and gets knocked over in a wild and chaotic manner before the video ultimately ends. What's weird though is that this channel uploads fairly consistently, with the latest upload being from just a few weeks ago, although no update video regarding this situation has ever been uploaded, causing some people to suspect this to be nothing more than a hoax. But what do you think? Was it staged, or was there actually something down there haunting this man? Tell me your thoughts in the comments.
I don't know about that one, because yeah, that sounds like it could be easily faked.
Comes to us from YouTube by a man named Rocky Mills, who has been hearing creepy noises coming from several places.
Alright, I've already reacted to this one. It's the one with the 360 spinning camera. Alright, so I'm just gonna skip that last one. Alright. Okay. Yes, it's snoring in the background. My wife snores. So. Alright, so. Prendo. I was wondering if you would like to join me next week. And the reason why I asked that is because for my next Saturday Night Scare stream, I'm going to be doing it for charity. And it's going to be for the Ronald McDonald House. Awesome. Alright, so I can't remember if we're 13 hours ahead or 14 hours ahead, because daylight savings is so stupid. Alright, so I currently have my time right now at 4:15 a.m. What's your current time? I want to get our times right because I don't want to be late, or I don't want you to be early. I want us to get there on time. Okay, you're at 6 p.m. right? You're at 6:15 right now. Okay, so that means we're 14 hours. Alright, so I'm going to be starting at 11 p.m. my time, so on Saturday night. So for you, that would be your Sunday at 1 p.m. So I'm going to do a video tomorrow explaining that I'm going to be doing this as well, so that way people who didn't watch this stream tonight will be able to pick up on it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next Saturday for a charity stream. It's gonna be fun, and with special guest Prendo JR. Have a good night.